gosh, I'm starting. Oh, find them. I forgot they do that sometimes. Alright, well, hello everyone. How is it going? Welcome to Honkai Star Rail version 3.4. I have no context as to why Flynon is like this. We have a lot to talk about. I'm gonna start off this video trying to recap the story up until this point, which might kind of be hard, and then talk about how this stream is gonna go and other stuff that has happened since. Yeah, but I didn't expect. I don't know what to say. Okay, go to war. Hold on, just a minute. I need to. All right. For the sun is set to die. Hero, honor that crimson call. Okay, this is so much. Okay, well there is a story recap. But I'm gonna try to recap from the beginning. But we'll see this first. Story recap.
Following the return of the core flames of reason and death, Aquila is the only titan that we still need to campaign against. Finan asks us to recreate the past,
and we did.
And he repeatedly challenges the Flame Reaver to hone his abilities. The Flame Chase journey's triumphant conclusion draws nigh, yet a sudden disturbance occurs in the Holy City.
Repeatedly challenges the Flame Reaver. I don't remember this part, but okay. What is this? Oh, you can change the audio, like, from here, okay? I don't remember this. This is why we need recaps.
Using the Council of Elders and the Cleaners, Aglaya made sure that her fall paved the road forward for the Flame Chase. Amidst his grief, Finan takes up the mantle of leadership, giving a speech to unite the people. Cypher also returns on a mission, promising to protect Kefli's core flame while the Flame Chase party is away from the city.
Yeah, that's right. I started playing this. So sad that Aglaya died. Only for, by the end of the Trailblaze mission, like, everybody died. And whoever's left are the NPCs hugging each other before the end of the world. So, you know, we're kind of in a dire situation that we left up on since last time.
With the help of the Twilight Courtyard's last descendant of the sky, Hyacinth, the party ascends to Aquila's flying fortress. Hyacinth resolves to fulfill the duty passed down over generations of her family, only to discover that the glorious feat of Seliosi the Day Thunder Knight, campaigning against Aquila, was nothing more than a blood-stained lie.
Right.
At the same time, in the city of the dead dragon's bones, Cypher contends with the Flame Reaver, who comes seeking the core flame. Though she holds out for some time, she is no match and is slain in the end. But she had already given Kefli's core flame to spirit thief Bartolos, ordering them to wait for an opportunity to deliver the core flame to Finan and the others.
Yeah, Cypher's dead, actually. When they all died, it made me sad, but Cypher's death, too. Knowing how much she sacrificed, essentially, to save everyone. And it was only by her power that Kefali's orb was actually still allowed to glow. Also, wow, the Flame Reaver is so strong.
The Flame Chasers fight together to defeat the Sky Titan, which has become a combined being of the god and a mortal. As they are trying to escape from the Eye of Twilight, the Dawn device suddenly goes out, and Hyacinth is forced to return the core flame early and remain in the sky to bear divine authority, becoming the protector of the people.
Yeah, that was a pretty epic fight, but then...
Following Cypher's death, the divine power of trickery dissipates, and the 1,000-year dawn of Akama that is sustained by her lie comes to an end. The city is met with the merciless invasion of the Black Tide, as the powerful Flame Reaver moves in ever closer. At this moment of crisis, Mighty, Castris, Treeby and Treenan, Cartonis, the Holy City Guards, and Don Hung all laid their lives on the line.
Mighty!
So that the Deliverer would have the chance to complete his mission. After making sure that I would remain safe, Finan enters the vortex of Genesis alone.
No. Let's not head there immediately. We gotta take a little breath. So here is Akuma now. The Dawn device seems to still have energy in it, but it's very much at its like red giant phase instead of like yellow sun phase of its life. So let's recap from actually much earlier than that. Just to see how much I remember. So I don't know what happened before Amphoreus, but we resolved to come to Amphoreus and sent us, the Trailblazer, and Don Hung on the train. As the train approached, Black Swan had to make Amphoreus appear. For some reason, Amphoreus wasn't appearing, like physically. Weird. Then something knocked our train out of the sky. We're still not 100% sure what that was. Might have to do with Aquila's power, but we don't know if it was Aquila themselves. Then we met Finan and Treeby, who were evacuating the last of the people from Yanisopolis. They seemed cool, even though we were the first people to come from beyond the sky in like ever, and talking about beyond the sky is very taboo in Amphoreus. Then we went to Akuma, repelled this invasion, met all the Chrysos heirs. We met Glaya, we met Mighty, we met the others who, Treenan and Cass, and we met everybody and we hung out, and then I can't remember, we went to, at some point we end up meeting Orynyx, the Titan of Time. That's right, there's 12 Titans in Amphoreus, responsible for creation, calamity. There's 12 and there's 3 each in 4 sets, which are creation, calamity. I don't remember the rest. Is that written somewhere? Okay, anyway, there's 12 Titans, and we met Orynyx, who seems to have some connection to the Aeon Fuli, which is kind of important because here they don't talk about eons or any of these outer worldly terms. They have their own gods, and yet their cycle is probably not as restricted to their own world as it seems. And then we fought Nikador, the Strife Titan, got their core flame. Finan tried to use that core flame, but really it just wasn't meant to be. Then we ended up going to the Grove of Epiphany. Am I mixing this up? Okay. I think this is where we go to the Grove of Epiphany. We first meet the Flame Reaver. The Black Tide, this darkness that is sweeping across Amphoreus, has come to the Grove of Epiphany and killed a lot of the scholars that were there. That's where we meet Anaxa, who was doing some kind of weird fusion experiment that ended with him kind of becoming fused with the Titan Circes, which then leads to a whole lot of really fun interactions between Anaxa and Circes, sharing one brain cell in one body. Meanwhile, fighting the Flame Raver, and then Trian ends up using all of her power and ends up fading away into a little doll. Not right away, but I'm realizing this is quite a long story. Then what happens? End up going back to Yanisopolis again. That's right. And Mighty becomes the demigod of strife and helps fight the Flame Raver. Was it the Flame Raver? Whatever fight happened in that update. And then also Treenan shows us past some beginnings of the Flame Chase journey when Trivial's just the prophecy. Okay, then we get to the one with Castorus, and she's looking for Thanatos because her power kills people. And we end up going to Styxia, where we find out some stuff. At the same time, Anaxa has a theory that the Titans in Amphoreus are all the Chrysos heirs from a past cycle, that Amphoreus is in an infinite loop in which it does this thing where there's Titans and then there's Chrysos heirs fighting Titans. After a bit, well, the Titans rule and then the Chrysos heirs fight the Titans. The Chrysos heirs start the flame chase journey, claim the core flames, become demigods, and when all of that is done, then there's going to be one person left at the end, and at the Era Nova, they're going to be the one person left to recreate the world and resurrect all the people in the next cycle. The demigods will become the Titans, and the cycle repeats again. This is Anaxa's theory. It sort of then becomes corroborated by flashbacks about the previous Titan's life, and then Castor's meeting Thanatos, who turned out to be her twin sister from the past cycle, who resurrected her in this cycle, and there was issues with that, which is why she has the power to kill people. And anyway, then they vote with the Council of Elders to make sure that we keep doing the flame chase journey, because honestly, we're not heading in the direction where we can go back to the first few thousand years of peacefulness and the Titans guarding the world and it's all being happy. Like, no, we're heading on this collision course to the end. After that, the lady from the Council of Elders gets mad. The whole Council of Elders thing seems like such a side plot until the part where they sort of show up and put a lot of pressure on Aglaia. Aglaia, who was in a demigod for a super long time, has essentially, they accuse her of having lost all her humanity over the years. And while I don't think that's true, it is true that she's succumbed to, the word they use in Genshin is erosion, but like living for so long, being immortal, a mortal in an immortal body. Eventually, she ends up falling from the bathhouse, and her power is coalesced into this little bracelet. Nice. Meanwhile, all the other demigods have gone to do their own thing. Like Cass is down in the underworld, Mighty's fighting the Black Tide, Chibi and Trinan are still guarding the gates. So it's only us with Finan and Hyacinth. Oh yeah, and Anaxa died at some point. Yeah, I forgot that happened. So poor Anaxa. Actually, no. I mean, he kind of wanted. He was sort of like, well, his body is gone, but basically his wisdom is more ethereal than that. Anyway, and then we go to. Then that's where we lead up to the recap we just saw, where we go to fight Seliosi, and Hyacinth learns the truth about the Twilight Courtyard, and then she becomes the demigod. Okay, I think that's where we're at so far. Look, it was like 30 hours of gameplay, and there was fun moments in between, but a lot of serious stuff happened at the end. And it's now all coalesced into Finan turning into this like god angel thing. I have no idea the context for this. The one thing Trailblazer didn't mention, because Trailblazer didn't see, at the very last scene, Finan goes to the Vortex of Genesis to return the last core flame. The core flame of world bearing. He meets Lygus. Lygus is this robot guy, who's sort of just been around for a few updates since like the meeting with the Council of Elders. Seems to know way more about this world. Almost like he's like an observer, but like he knows. It's like he's watching fish in an aquarium. You know what I mean? Clearly knows more than he's letting on. Finan's name is redacted in that scene. We don't know why, And even, oh gosh, the special program. Even Mem called it out in the special program. The fact that his name was redacted, almost like it was a completely different Finon who walked into there in that scene. And then it ends with a meeting between him and Cyrene. Cyrene is his childhood friend from ID's Elysiae. And that's where we left off, is that being interrupted. I have no idea where this is going from here. We are truly in the end times here in Akama. The world is ending, and as they've also called out, the world also seems to be digitally fading. Like this is a 3D simulated world and it is dissolving. I'm just putting it out there. I mean, this is, yeah. So since that ending with Cyrene, which was like, what is happening? I realize I've now learned that a lot of this was all along a Honkai Impact 3rd reference. There's a lot of references that I didn't pick up on because I don't know anything about that game, but I know a little bit now, which is that Finon and Cyrene are apparently like the lookalikes of two other characters from Honkai Impact 3rd, Kevin and Alicia. It was really interesting. I watched this video that was like about like who is Kevin, who like Finon is like the lookalike of in Honkai Star Rail, and I could tell it was like a really like there was a guy talking about the lore for like 8 minutes, and for sure, like, okay, as somebody who so gets into the lore of stories, like I totally respect it. So I'm gonna preface that by first saying I have no idea what was happening. Clearly the lore of the other game is extremely vast, and I felt like, okay, I'm definitely missing huge amounts of context here that are preventing me from understanding the words that are being said for me to learn about this character who may or may not have an impact on what happens with Finon. But I respect it as somebody who also totally nerds out. I'll link the video if I can find it again. As somebody who also nerds out about lore stuff from games that I know really extensively, I get it. That being said, I don't know how much of that I picked up on. But then it came all the Finon trailers and then the special program. Special program was so much fun to watch. Finon and Axa and Mem with Albert. It was funny because so far everything with Amphoreus has been like this old, like ancient Greek mythology kind of thing. But that special program was as if like they were on a computer screen with little like these little 8-bit chibis. Specifically, I'm talking about like the little chimeras. There's little chimeras of the Chrysos heirs that were just like bouncing around the screen every now and then while they were talking. That was pretty adorable. Also, super adorable is Anaxa had this little drummus next to him the whole time, and over the course of like 30 minutes, ate the entirety of Finan's chair. It's just so funny to me. I was like, this is so cute. But it also sort of hints at this, what we're kind of seeing here, which is the fading, the world of Amphoreus is kind of fading away. Also, what else was I gonna say? There's so much that's happening. A lot of people saying, about Finon, like, can't he just be happy for 5 minutes? So I'm gonna assume something tragic, really tragic, happened to the equivalent character in Honkai Impact 3rd. There's a chest over here. I have not explored okay, I'm just gonna preface, I have also not explored the Fallen. I haven't played this game pretty much since the last update. There's my treasure chest. What else? This is probably a lot. Yeah, so... it's Cartonis. released a Myriad Celestia trailer. Talked a lot about the Lord Ravagers. Again, I'm not quite sure I follow. Where does this go? Oh, we can go to Dawn Cloud, okay. There was a lot of confusing information there, only that... What I picked up on is the Lord Ravagers are trying to destroy the paths. And I'm not exactly sure what that has to do with Finan. Or Lygus. Because Lygus was in there too. Finan's trailer. Extremely depressing. Watching everybody die. 33 million cycles is a lot. Also sort of the parallel with Finan being the sun and Kephali, I guess the world-bearing titan, is the sun for all of Amphoreus. Yeah. Anyway, that trailer was extremely depressing. And confusing. It was crazy, actually. Because I still don't understand this transformation thing he does. Obviously, I'm not meant to. It's definitely tied to the story that I haven't done yet because I'm still talking. Oh gosh, we gotta try out Finan. I don't know what else to say. Oh right, the whole thing about Finan being called the Deliverer and the Flame Chase, and a lot of the stuff here in Amphoreus has also been references to stuff that happened in Honkai Impact 3rd. I mean, I totally, I nerd out about the fact, I don't know this other game very well, but, just the fact that the world building of, this Honkai universe or multiverse is so huge, and, the way the storylines, interconnect and create this massive world, that is so cool to me, just to know that fact. So yeah, let's see if our deliverer can deliver. And yeah, so just that ending scene with Finan standing in between the ruined old world and the new world to be born anew. Yeah. What's gonna happen? Are all these maps gonna change now? Once the cycle begins, if the cycle begins anew, it's another few thousand years, right? And would all these maps stay the same? So the entirety of the world has to be rebuilt and recreated again. I mean, clearly there's variable. The biggest variable is us, the Trailblazer. Probably in the past, the demigod of time, and then later on the titan of time, would not have been an outlander from this world. Somebody who would probably leave and then can come back. Second of all, probably I don't know if the Titans will remember anything about okay, this is theorizing a little bit. If there's a new world, we saw it with Circe's and some of the other Titans, that's Nias. No, actually Nias was. Well, no, Nias was sort of in the past, but not really. Anyway, they didn't really remember much about their past life. But the thing is, would we remember? Because presumably we're gonna leave. Or we're not gonna be part of this recreating of the world. Or will we be part of this recreating of the world, which would be kind of crazy. Yeah, that's a variable. Also, I'm thinking Cyrene is also a variable in this, because we don't know what her role is, only that we're at the end of the Flame Chase and this is when she appears, which means her role has not already been written into the predicted fate of the Flame Chase. So there's a few variables that are very obviously going to make this very different. And yeah, we also don't know. I need to start playing so I know what happens at the end of we ended on a terribly tense cliffhanger. The entire world is collapsing and that's where we ended off. Yeah, this should be interesting. Also, they said I mean, not right now, but the As I've Written is going to be updated at the end of the story. Right now, it's this storybook. I've been mostly reading the stories off cam with this wheel. You can click on them, you can read about the different demigods. Notice that Finance doesn't actually have his name on it. Apparently we haven't lit up a thing. But they showed in the special program, the entire thing becomes different when you finish the story. It becomes this digital thing, and all of the paths get sort of lit up. Yeah, there's a lot. Multiplayer mode? Oh, I thought it was gonna be like you can run around in the world like you can in Genshin, but I thought like that doesn't make sense for this game because there's not that much you do open world. Oh, gems. Okay, wow, I talked a lot and we haven't even started. This is a big game. I love this. Okay, so I wasn't sure if I was really Fate's Gift. That's right. I totally forgot. What is this? What is this? What is this game they're collabing with? Fate something. Fate. Collaboration characters. I get that. New events. Oh yeah, Fate Stay Night. That's the game. So yeah. I can see if you're fans of both of those games, this is probably really exciting because the amount of collab content actually seems like huge. So that's awesome. So yeah, if you pull 200 times, you get the free light cone, but you get the character for free too, no matter what. I'm like, okay, maybe I should pull for Finon to get this free light cone. Then I remembered, I'm trying to get lucky here. Trying to get lucky means I'm trying really hard to not get to 200 pulls. I don't have enough gems for 200 pulls. And I wasn't really looking to pull for Finon anyway, until I saw his kit. Specifically his animations, and I'm like, what is happening? I'm still not sure if that's enough to make me pull, because I wasn't planning on it, although, oh, that's right! Firefly has a nice new dress now. I love it. Awesome. Okay. What else? Okay, all of these. Great. Can we see that animation again? Okay. Yeah, so he seems kind of insane. At least aesthetically overpowered. It made me wonder how exactly does like Finon, like he seems like such a chill guy, you know, kind of dorky, takes care of everybody. He's just always smiling and radiant, and clearly had. Oh, thank you for the gems, for the tickets. Clearly, okay, that's another thing. Clearly, clearly has. Oh my gosh, it's just a chibi. Okay, some kind of dark past, but not trying to let that get to him. Trying to still be positive on, like, just for everybody else that he's supporting in this world. You know, I just, how does he go from that to this literal, like, god with, like, flaming hair and these wings and making, like, the planets and the meteors come down? Like, oh my gosh, I gotta play this. I gotta know. I gotta know. I just gotta know. Like, like, how does that happen? Also, I literally was thinking about how, like, almost the only reason I pulled for Acheron back in the day, I'm sure there was other reasons at the time, but, like, the most important one that I still remember till now was because her skill allows you to destroy enemies without having to enter combat. You just slash with their sword and they're gone. And that was so great for exploration. And it still is. Like, when I just explore the map, I definitely bring Acheron out and use her to just, you know, slash away at the enemies so I don't have to go and waste time fighting all the time. Then they bring out Finon. Hi, Finon. Finon and Bubbles! It's not Finon, it's Pinon. We're so far away from that now. We're so far away from like that beach episode of an event where we're battling with Finon with cute seals and chimeras and we're just having fun. Like, see, this is what I mean. Like this is such like a huge like, disparity between the Finon we know right now and the Finon that whatever happens to him in the story. Anyway, talking about Acheron, I pulled for her. The main reason was to get how use her technique to be able to clear away enemies, and then they proceed to go and do this. Let's just do that again for good measure. First of all, that is such a cool animation. Second of all, that's literally their souls getting sucked into a black hole. And third of all, this is literally just Acheron's technique, but better. And he has his wings. I don't know where he gets those wings from. Okay, stride to deliverance. Let there be light. Okay, creation. That's right. So stride to deliverance, let there be light. That's grants him 2 points of core flame, which is odd because we've been collecting core flames. Then he turns into god mode, and then he has creation, calamity, and foundation. Foundation. There's one of them. Okay. He who bears the world must burn. Transforms into Kaslana. Okay. That's interesting, because that name was redacted in the promotional material for him. And also, I believe the name of the character in Honkai Impact 3rd was Kevin Kaslana. See, I don't know what's happening and I'm kind of freaking out. I can imagine somebody who's played the other game is freaking out even more than me, and oh my gosh, like this is crazy.
It's time to temper myself.
Okay, so we have regular Finon here doing regular Finon things with his cool sword that we got last time. Let's mimic the flame rainbow sword. That's cool. See, the thing is, already like already we've witnessed Finon grow so much over the course of the story, having to grow into the leader he needed to be in this moment, this final hour of Amphoreus. He's gotten way more powerful and stronger, but also is really fueled by his experiences. But I'm just saying, none of that prepared me for what we're about to see here. His animations are really cool.
Don't move, okay? Let's play hide and seek. 1,000 faces in 1,000 places. Can you find the answer?
Okay, this. Okay, so he has his halo too, or is that? Oh wait, no. That halo is just from Sunday, I think. That doesn't have to do anything with any of the other crazy stuff that's about to happen. Use ultimate to transform and gain enhancements. Okay. He who that is so cool. That's so, oh my gosh, and all the turns are now his. Consume Scourge points and use Enhanced Skill Foundation's Stardust Verdict. That is a terrifying name. I didn't think. Oh my gosh, they're just dead. They just died instantly. I wasn't sure they could ever beat Acheron's black hole thing until They got Castorus and Pollux. And then I didn't think they could top that until I saw this. And this kind of blows everything they've done out of the water. Use basic attack or skill Calamity Soul Scorch Edict to gain Scourge points.
Quench the flames with blood.
Okay, that's powering up. Okay. So he says count on his burst, 5. I guess that's just how many turns he gets to use all to himself without having... Well, it's not that it's not his friends are not present. They did say, like, the buffs from the other teammates are still around, which means he's being supported by the power of his... What the heck? He is fueled by the power of friendship. And...
I will never yield to such a fate.
Okay, and it was really sad at the end last time when all the other Crystals heirs basically died. Oh yeah, they posted this recap on Twitter about like, oh, this is what happened to Mighty and Cass and Treeby and Trinan and Cypher and Hyacinth, and it's basically like, oh yeah, they basically progressively how each of them fell in battle to get finance to this point. It's really sad. I mean, literally, this was everybody sacrificing themselves to make sure he could get to the end. What is this? Okay, I saw this move. You notice that he literally rips the void, a tear in space. What is this? This is not even Finance animation. And I was like, what is this? This is... Okay, this game is just awesome. Yeah, let's just drop another planet on you, why don't we? For good measure. Honestly, I don't know who would want to be Finon's enemy in this game. Clearly, he can just do this over and over again. In fact, oh wait, okay, this guy has 2 health bars, thank goodness. I gotta slow this down. Okay, we gotta get more points for that. We gotta slow this down before, so we can see the end of his burst, right? But yes, this really does feel like a different person compared to the Finon we know and love, and we're literally just fighting alongside. Question is it the same person or not? And by that I mean like I don't even know. Like, oh, okay, that one only was meteors. Good to know. I just have to fully charge it up to throw a planet at you. Like I said, I don't know who would want to fight. Oh, here we go.
Don't worry.
Finon enters cyclicality once more. Okay, that might hint at something that's gonna happen, considering we're trapped in a cycle. That was insane. And you notice, like, he literally creates a black hole, and they show the screen breaking and blurring out, as if, like, breaking the fourth wall, that he destroyed everything there. I just don't know who would wanna... Just don't know who would wanna fight in those circumstances. This is so interesting. Alright, then we get to go back to our cool anime protagonist, cool kid, Finon. I just feel like I just need to know. Like, here we go. Oh my gosh, it's still insane sped up. Look, how does this go from to this to this? Okay. We gotta finish this up. We have to finish. Okay, I think I've pretty much said everything I need to say before. And apparently this has already been 40 minutes past. Okay, so that was the other thing. I was gonna be like, if this is more than... Look, when we did the Xianshou Luofu, like basically when they did the chapter that was like the final battle against Fantalia and all that. Like the entire chapter was about 3 hours. Maybe a little longer. Actually, no, it's probably about 4 hours. Then the update after the final battle. That move is kind of cool. Was about an hour and a half. These times in Amphoreus, especially the last update we did, was about 8 hours long, which means that this could be like 4 hours. So if this stream is like more than 2.5 hours, I'm probably gonna cut it off and do another one, play this again another time because it's kind of late. But also kind of used 40 minutes of that time. So this should be wonderful. Oh my gosh, it's Cass and her sister. Aww. And then it's Trivios and her mother before she got split into like 1,000 souls. That's all gonna make me sad. Okay, there's Hyacinth and little Ika. I have my little Ika. This one is Aventurine. Okay, I think. Oh, this is Sunday? Is it Sunday? Okay, I think. Cypher, Mighty. Poor Mighty. Mighty fighting his way out of... No. And then Finon! Yeah, Finon's gonna go from this happy kid living a happy life in a happy village to this. Alright, enough talking. Talk to the guard and meet up with Dan Heng. Oh my gosh, is Dan Heng... That's right! Dan Heng was fighting the Flame Reaver last... Is he still alive? Okay.
Please stay close to us. We need to rendezvous with Lord Dan Heng.
Okay.
We will do everything in our power to clear the path for you.
Understood.
There he is.
Dan Heng! Oh my gosh! You seem to have him contained
We
there.
must assist him.
That's huge.
What are you doing here? Where's Finon?
Oh my gosh, you're back. It's a long story. Let's deal with that guy first. We need to go.
We are under Lord Finon's orders to escort both of you to safety, no matter the cost. Leave this to me and the Holy City Guards. Zep, take them and go.
Wait, Namazani. That black-clad swordmaster. Something seems off.
Yeah, what is this barrier around him?
At some point earlier, they suddenly froze in place, not moving at all, like some kind of omen.
No. Now's our chance to take them down. No time to waste. Let's get out of here. Something tells me we need to get out of here.
We don't know exactly what's happening.
We don't know what's...
but retreating is the safest
I feel
choice
you
right
saying this, but literally what's going on through my mind is what is happening right now?
I don't know which demigod graced us with this miracle. Please, come with us.
Oh, was it a demigod? Wait, was it? I don't know.
Finon, is he going to be all right?
I don't know. I don't have
In
answers.
his resolve to save Akuma.
Yes, I will. Escape from Amphoreus. Things are serious now. Things are serious. Okay. Like, what is happening? But apparently that one was just the fact that the...
The Flame Reaver isn't pursuing us. Could this really be some kind of divine intervention?
We can't stay here for long. Lady Trinan's sentry gate is just outside the city. Let's keep
Oh
moving.
my gosh. She still has it open? I feel like so much to stay behind. Is this really what trailblazing is supposed to be? Leaving like this, I'll definitely regret it. Well, I think the resolve I came to, I don't know if the Trailblazer is going to agree with me, but if the world is going to end and be remade, then for us to survive, like, we're gonna be the last people in the entire world, the entire universe, that have the memories of the people who lived during this cycle. If the world's gonna be created anew and nobody's gonna remember what happened before here, then if we leave, that will be the people who lived here. That's gonna be the only way they live on, is through our memories of them.
I feel the same. Someone should stay and help find and complete Aranova.
You can see the entire world sort of like dissolving into hologram. Also, like,
For now, let's get back
oh, I
in
guess
contact
I was
with
like,
the
how are we
Express
actually
and
planning to
plan our
lead on
next
Amphoreus?
move.
I guess Lygus said there was a way,
That's the
right?
safest course of action. We need more information.
Okay, that's the whole other thing I didn't talk about. Was the whole storyline of March getting frozen, and then Herta and Skrulum coming here as holograms and talking about an emperor's something. I don't remember. I don't remember, and it sounded like it was something serious. But it seems like there's forces there. Amphoreus is definitely within its cycle, like things are just contained here in this endless cycle, but outside of Amphoreus, clearly this world has a great effect on the universe around it. And there are definitely different factions at play here. The Destruction and the Lord Ravagers have been mentioned. There's the possibility that there's a Stellaron here causing the Black Tide, but we've not had any trace of a Stellaron, despite very Stellaron-like things happening. And then there's like extremists in the Garden of Recollection are also trying to do something here too, but Black Swan doesn't know exactly what it is. And then Herta and Skrulum came here. So this is the first time in a while we have our main characters here actually making contact with the outside world, and we're trying to put together the puzzle pieces of what we know from here in Amphoreus, which means Stell and Don Hung are gonna have to relay everything over to our companions the way I just did in like over 40 minutes. And they're gonna have to tell us what they found.
On that note, I have a proposal.
Oh my gosh, screw
Who's
them.
there?
I hope to convey a message to the two nameless.
Mr. Skrulum?
Yeah, how did you get here?
Who are you? Stand down. I order you to maintain a distance of 10 paces.
It's okay, guard. This one is not our enemy.
It has been a while, nameless of the Astral Express. I'm glad I arrived in time to stop that black-clad one from
Oh,
harming you
so it
further.
was you. You stopped the Flame Reaver. Thank goodness.
So it was you.
It's good to see some familiar faces. Yeah, I can imagine being trapped here without being able to contact your friends for like months and months. Never thought the Express crew would bring in a genius for backup.
Indeed. Madame Herta invited me to meet with you, nameless. Rest assured.
This must be so weird to the people of Amphoreus. The world is ending and now they're finally hearing from more... We're basically aliens to them, so they're hearing from more aliens.
You two know this anti-Catharin? Does he come from the same people as Counselor Lygus?
I actually don't know. You know what? That's actually an excellent question.
Don't worry, guard. This gentleman is an ally of the Trailblaze. Would you mind giving us a moment to speak in private?
Yeah, you know, this is literally the world could end at any moment, but yeah.
Of course. We'll wait nearby. Please, stay safe.
I fully understand your situation. For now, the only thing I can do is temporarily freeze that black-clad one in place. Time is limited, so I'll keep this brief.
I mean, basically, Kefali's Dawn device was keeping the Black Tide at bay this whole time, right? So we're on borrowed time until the Black Tide comes and swallows everything, and then we're done for.
The place where you stand, Amphoreus, is a world constructed from data and memoria. An experimental field of a certain eon.
That's a bombshell. but that is sort of corroborated by what we're seeing. If Amphoreus is sort of like this 3D computer experiment, then that explains why at the end of the cycle, everything seems to be dissolving into these digital holograms. Okay, experimental field was certain eon. Which one?
And now, this isolated sandbox world is rapidly falling into a third path. Destruction.
Sandbox.
Destruction.
Conclusion. If Amphoreus continues unchecked on this course, a Lord Ravager will complete its evolution and metamorphosis, and emerge from the surging tides. The cosmos as we know it will suffer irreversible consequences.
Lord Ravager will complete its evolution. This is like the Eternals. This is like what happened in that movie. I actually really love that movie. I don't know if anybody else did, but I love that movie so much. Like this god being is gonna emerge from this world and like basically be born from it, which is kind of what a metamorphosis is. Okay, Lord Ravager like Fantalia?
The disaster that this Lord Ravager intends to trigger may be far more severe than the Lawfu's Stellaron crisis, because its goal is...
Oh gosh. Yeah, you know, there's way more damage that seems to be possible when you involve Amphoreus instead of the Lawfu.
the Eon of Erudition.
Eon of Erudition.
Putting aside the complex details of the inferences involved, I have a request to make. For one of you nameless to stay behind on Amphoreus, acting as an informant, in order to prevent the wrath of destruction from ravaging the cosmos.
Okay. One of us or both of us?
This world is enveloped in a firewall that defies explanation, and the flow of time here is also different from reality. Madame Herta and I can only tear open a gap and project images inside. However, the accidental crash landing of the express car notwithstanding, both of you were able to successfully land here.
Yeah.
There must be some principle behind this we have yet to fully grasp.
We still don't quite understand that. Like, what exactly happened? We theorized it had something to do with Aquila, but we're not 100% sure.
It will take time to uncover the reason. Before then, if one of the Nameless is willing to stay and witness the fate of this world, or to push it along when necessary, it would be of great assistance.
I will shoulder this responsibility. 2 people can stay. What say you, Danho? I want to say both of us should stay, but I think they're going to say we need at least one person to come with Screwlum. I think for the reasons that I state, it's just we need somebody on the outside who knows what's happening. This part is like WandaVision. Somebody needs to make it out of that bubble to tell people on the outside what's going on. Okay, I will shoulder. There's only one answer that they're gonna let us get away with. That's right. I also noticed they added a skip button here, but we're not using that in this channel. But I respect that too, because everybody is good at different things in this game. I myself am not good at the combat at all, so I understand and totally respect if other people are not good with the lore, and just having a recap tell you what happens is probably super useful. I will shoulder this responsibility. Danong.
Mr. Screwlum, I believe you. So I only have one thing I'd like to confirm with you. As Amphoreus is already facing its end, how can we guarantee the safety of the person who stays behind?
I know, right? That's the thing. It's like, do we need to be, as the demigod of time, do we need to stay in Amphoreus in order to let its fate happen? Because if we take us out, we're not, then you're missing a variable of that is required to be complete for the era nova to occur. Like, if you don't have a demigod of time, can the era nova even happen? But on the other hand, yeah, like, what happens to us if we stay? Like, are we going to die? Are we going to be like, reborn and not remember anything? Like, what's gonna happen?
Look at this, if you would.
Ah, it looks like Skrulon has an answer for us.
This curio is called a chronocognitive anchor. The two of you may view it as a kind of space anchor in the world of erudition.
Okay.
As long as you carry it with you, your individual data structure will be protected and will remain unaffected by the influence of digital tsunamis.
Ah, I see.
When required, it can
Thank
also
you
serve
for-
as a bridge for communications between the internal and external world.
First of all, how are you giving this to us when you are a hologram? But second of all, thank you for creating this really good device that literally just plugs a huge amount of the plot holes I was kind of calling out. This actually works great, I think. I don't mind if they fill plot holes like this as long as like they definitely like this is a conscious effort to do so and they didn't forget. Like this is good. We have a device that's gonna protect us. Digital tsunamis, like once again, there's just seeing the contrast between like the sort of ancientness of Amphoreus versus the high tech we're kind of witnessing now as the world kind of undoes itself.
Of course, it is not. Curio unlimited uses may only be held by one person.
Are you being redacted or is the signal getting weaker?
The connection being interfered
It's
with
being interfered
Decide
with. That's
quickly as
not
possible.
good.
Two final messages.
Are there words being blocked there, or am I gathering enough of the message
One,
here?
an Intellitron named Ligus, possibly the primary culprit behind everything.
Okay, so Ligus is actually an Intellitron. That makes sense. Also, when Herta was briefly able to talk with Ligus talked about like, oh yeah, he's like the only one in this world that knows about the paths, and he's also a follower of the erudition. So the erudition is being threatened here, then yeah, he's definitely knows something.
Two, Bertha discovered a clue.
Okay.
Miss March has already been drawn into Amphoreus.
What does that mean? What does that mean? March! Oh my gosh, March. Actually, hello?
Cold. It's freezing. Hold on. Am I dreaming? This is way too strange.
There's like this one particle on the right side of the screen.
Everything's spinning. And I can see webaboos flying around. But I was literally just talking to Himeko. How did I...
March.
When did I...
March, it's literally been half a year. We missed you so much.
That's it. She warned me about this place right before Klipoth glimpsed her.
Oh, you're here. How would you know that this is... We must be really good at describing a place with really vivid imagery. If we were able to describe this place to March and she immediately knew it was the same place that we were talking about when she saw it.
Oh no. Have I accidentally walked onto some weird path?
Probably.
Have I done something crazy without remembering? Unless forcing Pom-Pom into new outfits and borrowing Mr. Yang's shoulder massager counts.
March, we missed you so much.
Hold up. No way! Stepping onto the path of elation can't be this simple. Right?
We still don't understand how much...
Child of remembrance.
Child of remembrance became frozen.
Step forth into the depths of the path space.
Who's there? Hey, cut it out. If you're there, just come out and talk, okay? You're freaking me out. I can't even think straight.
used to
Cast
be.
aside your fears. Step forward through the gate of memory.
The voice. Is it showing me the way out?
March. Oh my gosh, Bubbles! Bubbles! Bubbles, you get to come with us to, like, heaven, or wherever this is.
No, don't fall for it.
Huh?
They're lying to you. Turn back now.
I'm gonna keep going.
Another voice? Who now? Wait, Master Diviner? From the Luofu?
That's right, didn't Fu Xuan try to do something with March to try to help her with unlock her memories?
Master
And
Diviner.
that's the
What brings
the-
you here?
what is it called? The thing that's like the equivalent of Spiral Abyss in this game. The Forgotten Hall. The Forgotten Hall lady, who is also related to the Remembrance, is here.
And you, Miss Messenger. Do I know you from somewhere?
Oh yeah, and apparently only we can see her, nobody else.
Good to see you again, March.
Why was it like that?
A pleasure to see you, Miss March.
Why did it
That's it.
glitch at that?
Master Diviner used the Matrix of Prescience to help me search for my memories. And you, Miss Messenger, we met in that memory space. You said to me, the value of your life does not lie in what happened in the past, but in the present and the future.
Your memory serves you well. March, I conducted some experiments with the 6 days ice you left us. Thanks to the Garden of Recollection, the Matrix of Prescience has made a breakthrough in extrapolating the past.
Oh my
Now,
gosh.
We
That would be a
might be
big
able
deal.
to bypass the obstacles and look directly into your history. The Master Diviner is right. Continue down this path, and you'll be able to find your lost memories at the end.
Yeah, this almost seems too good to be true. That particle in the background, like, why is it so high resolution? I'm sorry. This almost seems too good to be true. But we're dealing with eons, so it might be. But it might also not be.
Since we last met, you've grown much alongside the Trailblaze. You should be strong enough now to bear the weight of your past.
Well, there goes my Ice Princess fairy tale. I need to know, Master Diviner, Miss Messenger, this isn't just another dream, is it?
If it's a dream, then it'll just be a very nice dream to tell yourself a story about
If this is real,
things and
why reach out to
stuff.
me at this exact moment?
Amphoreus,
situation
that's the
is
answer.
Dire. Your lost memories, they're crucial to the Garden of Recollection.
This doesn't have anything to do with those, like, Garden of Recollection extremists that Black Swan was warning us about. What is it? Do you
She's
think they
right.
need March's
The
memories
Garden
for
of
something?
Recollection's existence hangs on your memories.
The Garden of Recollection.
You may not want to sacrifice anything to preserve the garden for now, but in time, you'll understand. Your destiny and the path of remembrance are extremely, closely intertwined. Now go.
So, I just walk through that gate?
Either way, I don't think she has a choice, so...
This way, March. Your past awaits beyond the gate of memory.
Whoa, how come only Fu Xuan has, like, ripple, like, water?
They're just mimicking people from your memories.
That's Mem's voice! Wait a second!
Don't let those bad people deceive you. The gate. Now it's you two?
That's Mem's voice. Okay, if Mem is saying don't go in there, we shouldn't go in there. March, on second thought, let's not go in there. It's us!
Hey guys. What are you doing in a place like this?
March! There you are.
Finally.
The trailblazing journey just isn't the same without you.
That is true. Being on Forest really reminded me of the memories of the old days with the three of us in Bellabog. And how far away we are from that.
Traveling's no fun without you around.
Yeah, we've been taking lots of pictures for you.
What's Team Trailblaze without its star member? Wait a sec. You might look like you two, but...
We understand your confusion. The Garden's allies helped us establish this neural link to reach you.
Oh my gosh, this is so not real. Okay, this is clearly the people Black Swan warned us about. We gotta not.
Black Swan?
Yes. She helped make this possible.
Keep going, March. Find your past. Wake up. And travel with us again.
Oh my gosh, they definitely need her memories for something nefarious.
That sounds really tempting. Finding my past and continuing to trailblaze new worlds with you?
Yeah, sounds too good to be true.
Trust in yourself, March. It's gotten us this far, hasn't it? Follow us. Let's go through that gate together.
Bubbles!
Step into your past, March. Find your true self.
Wait up! Slow down! Those words sound so sweet.
I know, they do.
But keep your eyes open. Don't let them fool you. At last, I finally caught up.
Are Mem and Cyrene the same person? Sorry, this maybe was supposed to be really obvious. I'm realizing the pink hair and the eyes, like Cyrene and Mem have the same eyes and pinkness. But I didn't piece it together until this whole time. Her voice is Mem's voice. That was 100% Mem's voice, is Cyrene's voice.
Hey, are you alright? I'll be okay. Just not used to running around. Say, March, got a moment to talk before you make your decision? Wait, that was you? Pushing the gate away? Sending the... Yep.
Oops, sorry.
Name's Cyrene. It means ripples of past reverie. Easy to remember, right? Wait a minute. We actually look quite alike, don't we?
Okay, I didn't want to say that, but yes.
Yeah. Your pink hair is just as eye-catching as mine.
Is this some other Honkai Impact 3rd reference I don't get?
We're both bright, pretty, and positive girls. Talk about coincidence.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, this is so wholesome.
Wow,
how could
you're
this
quite the
interaction
smooth
be
talker.
ruined in any way?
But I can't disagree. Wait, you know my name is March? Have we met? No, but I've witnessed your story through those memories just now. It's incredible, really. We might have more in common than you think. I know exactly what you're going through, which is why I don't want to see you exploited or hurt. You know what I'm going through? I know, because I've been exactly where you are. This empty space has been my home for ages. I barely remember what time feels like anymore. But there's something I'll never forget.
See, when she talks like this, it could be hard to tell that she's Mem. But earlier when she was screaming at March to not go through the gate, it was 100%. It was 100% that she sounded like Mem.
Trust me, that gate won't give you what you want. You mean those people? They're lying? Luring me into a trap? Yes, convincing, weren't they? They've studied your memories, using your deepest wishes against you. How dare they manipulate a young girl's feelings like that?
I have so many more questions than have been answered so far.
If you go through that door, the worst case scenario is you'll become their pawn, losing control over your own fate forever. You've seen what's on the other side? I may be stuck here with missing memories like you, but I still recall fragments of my homeland where I grew up. That door leads to Amphoreus. Trust me, it's anything but welcoming.
Amphoreus?
For ages, I've watched people walk through that door. They couldn't see or hear my calls. The voices beyond always promised
Where is
safety.
Amphoreus? Like
But
us
I've never
and
seen
Dunhung?
anyone return safely.
Oh my gosh, that's quite foreboding.
So I had to try and stop you. To be honest, I'm not sure what to believe. But the fact that you're here, putting in all this effort to warn me, that means something. Tell me, Cyrene, how can I return to my world?
Cyrene.
It's really easy, actually. Just turn around and walk away from this place.
The girl cannot be trusted. Through the door, save the garden. Both of you, children of remembrance.
Okay, this definitely looks like coercion.
They never give up, do they? But don't let them sway you. Stick to your path. The return journey could take ages, longer than most lives. But that path will lead you home.
That sounds actually terrible. Running through this place, trying to ignore the screams of people telling you you have to turn back and go through this gate for ages until you get to go home. No, March. Poor March.
Thank you, Cyrene. I know what I need to do. I'm going through that gate. Into Amphoreus.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Okay, apparently she was not convinced at all.
Don't worry. I believe you. It's just that, for me, the only place I can call home
Is with your friends?
is right beside my friends.
Oh my gosh, she's...
Two of my closest friends are already on their way to Amphoreus. They may seem capable, but only I know. They're absolute disasters waiting to happen. They won't last 5 minutes in a new world without me.
Gosh, that is so true. But March, think about this, please. There's
That's why I need to go through. Amphoreus or
things
not.
happening.
When the three of us are together, there's nothing we can't handle. We'll explore, understand, establish, and connect. After that, we'll find our way home together.
You're not entering Amphoreus the same way we entered Amphoreus. I'm not sure this is gonna...
I see. You've got people who mean the world to you, too. That is so heartwarming. March, if that's what you've decided, you have my full support. Birds of a feather we are, looking all sweet and innocent, but with hearts of fire.
This is so
Oh,
wholesome.
stop. You're making me blush. Well then, I guess this is it.
So she met Cyrene before we did. Way before. I assume this
Do you
happened
think-
long ago.
We'll see each other again? Who knows? But don't worry about me. After all this time here, I've grown quite used to chatting with my imaginary friends. Amphoreus is your homeland, if there's a way to help you, my companions and I will do everything we can.
Then I'll look forward to that day.
I see. Interesting.
Your story awaits, March. Make it an epic one.
Switch from Finon to Shife. Okay, we're at the Vortex of Genesis. Right, that's right. Trinan left the portal open. Okay.
You okay there, friend?
Okay, actually, no, never mind. Your eyes are not the same as Sirene's, but still.
Something seems to be bothering you.
The Vortex of Genesis. We made it back. Even this place has changed. Finon. Is he ready for Aranova?
I hope Dan Heng will be okay heading back on his own. Maybe Dan Heng should be here. No matter what, we need to see it through to the end.
Yeah, we've come such a long way. If what that machine gentleman said is true, if Amphoreus is destined for destruction, then I'll stay by your side until the very end. Like how you and Dan Heng treasured the Express. Amphoreus means everything to me.
Time to see the Aranova begin.
Right. Time to see the last core flame restored.
All will be reduced to one, and that person alone will witness the Aranova. So I'd say...
There's Finon! And wait.
I'd say first of all, Lygus. Yeah, Lygus is also...
Remember, Skrulum's warning.
Yeah, I remember. He's technically another person witnessing the Aranova, and second, well, we are also another person witnessing the Aranova, so that part of the prophecies are even broken.
You, Lord Finon, will wield that core flame to bury this ancient world, plunging everything into the gray unknown.
None of that matters now.
Okay, this time his name is not redacted.
This brutal, flame-chased journey has stripped away my delusions. I know the future is in some peaceful paradise with gentle west winds, just waiting to welcome us to step in.
Remember what Chibi said? See you tomorrow? The whole thing is this Amphoreus has been this one very long day. Then the dawn device went out, casting the world into night, and only with the dawn that rises can the new day begin. And then there will be that beautiful place that Trebios.
If what lies ahead is a mass of chaos, I shall cut through it myself and usher in the first ray of blazing sunlight. Is it truly you?
This is... First of all, Finon's name's not redacted here. Second of all, Sirene's not here.
With one last chance to turn back, you still step forward.
And you, Lygus, said you were gonna find a way to get us back home. So, it's kind of weird to see you here instead of helping us make sure we got everything set up.
How befitting of a trailblazer.
This is the path I must take. Spare me your mockery. So true.
As it happens, I find myself thinking the exact same thing. As our world nears its end, the ones who walk the infinite paths have embraced their destiny.
No, Treeby.
As the Theoros, it is my duty to witness the world's future and oversee this final core flame ritual on their behalf. The trial of world-bearing, the ritual of Era Nova.
Skrulum says you're behind all this. By the way, if Skrulum was, since he was a hologram and the hologram connection was being interfered with, I'm gonna also assume the Flame Reaver is also somewhere on the loose too. Yeah, before tonight, I watched the trailer again for this. Yeah, a lot happened, but I also watched the original Nameless Faces trailer. We know so much more now than we did then. But one scene that we haven't seen addressed yet is the scene where the Trailblazer and Mem, with their feather, basically destroys the whole world until Cyrene appears and gives her a hug. Yeah, I assume that's gonna come up at some point here too.
Ah, I see. So you met my kindred spirit before I could erase his traces.
So you are the one interfering with the signal.
Partner, what are you saying?
Sorry, Finan. We need to break the fourth wall here a little bit. I guess we're breaking the fourth wall in universe because they're in a simulation and now we're breaking the fourth wall. But if they broke the fourth wall and our fourth wall, is that technically a fifth wall? No, if breaking the fourth wall this is the wall behind you. Is the fourth wall. But yeah, anyway. This one knows more than he's telling. So, start talking.
I've had my suspicions. How does a native Antikytheran know so much about repairing vehicles from beyond the sky?
Right? Right? And we're clearly Amphoreus was part of the rest of the universe at some point. Even though everything seems so like ancient here, they have technology, they have phones and cameras. They speak the same language as us, which was surprisingly something they addressed in the story, which can only mean that's an important thing, which was that this world was once connected with the outside world, or at least borrows from upon it. Now that we know this is a simulated world, Lygus, knowing a lot more about the outside world, clearly is really important here.
Lord Lygus, how much do you truly know about Era Nova? Tell us everything.
Yeah, please tell us, because we've been waiting months to find out. Haha. You think this is funny?
I need no longer maintain this Theoros masquerade. You seek truth, Lord Finan, and truth you shall have. As you know, when the old gods fell, someone had to bear their broken pillars to fill the vacant seats. Those who would assume divine authority must prove themselves through trials.
Right, we're still talking in the language of stuff that happens within Amphoreus, but more so, why does this cycle exist?
Yet, for Kephalese demigods, the possibility of overcoming the trials has forever been non-existent. For the world-bearing trial is the divine duty itself. Bringing forth the Era Nova and bearing its weight is an endless ordeal, ceasing only upon collapse.
Well, then it's not endless, but yes, it sounds extremely long and painstaking for thousands of years upon thousands of cycles, adding up to probably millions of years.
Precisely. The Era Nova ritual is not something that can be completed in an instant, no, but a long and arduous journey. While the sacrificial journeys of other demigods conclude in this world, carefully must shoulder the gods' core flames, bear the memories of all worlds, and stand unwavering.
This also sounds... That's quite the burden to bear. everybody else gets to be reborn without their memories, but you have to remember everything from all the, not just your own life, but all the other previous lives of your incarnations over 33 million cycles. Oh my gosh, okay.
Until the next world, when the black tide consumes the bearer and all that they carry, leaving nothing behind.
Is that what's gonna happen to the Catholic of this world?
Unless their core flame finds a new bearer.
Oh, that is the, and then the person, the core flame,
The
the
holy
Titan.
flame that
Okay, yeah.
illuminates all worlds rest in your hands. All that remains is one choice. Nurture it, pass it on to future generations, or extinguish it here and now.
All of this, but why?
Deliverer.
Why are we doing this? Why are we making Sinon do this?
Your hands.
Enough testing. I've made my decision. But before I ignite the dawn of the next world, you need to promise me something. Two things, actually.
Speak your terms.
Promise me this. Professor Anax's vision of the new world is absolute. The world will be reborn from my memories. All souls, living and dead, will return as the first humans, unchanged from their past lives.
Okay, that was going to be one of my questions, but thankfully Finon has that covered too, which is like, A, is going to be the same people, and B, will they have their memories or not? It seems Finon's negotiating here for what I think is a good thing to negotiate for. It just, yes, everybody's going to be exactly the same, brought back to life.
And my friends, the fallen demigods, they shall transcend the cycle to become new titans. Our heroes shall not have died in vain.
That one, from my understanding, was supposed to happen anyway? That they would become the new titans? Because even before the last update, there were some demigods. Okay, well, I was gonna say, like, Hycelans who died, or at least they said that she died, except for the fact that they announced she's gonna be a playable character, which, so now I question whether she died. But I assume even if they died, they'd still get resurrected as the Titans. But that's a good clause to add in there in case that's not how it works, because we don't understand how it works.
Of course. This I can guarantee.
Okay, he seems pretty sure of himself, so I'm gonna assume that was the way it was supposed to be anyway.
Good. The second one. Promise me the Trailblazer can return safely to her homeland, unbound by Amphoreus' laws.
That's also a great thing to negotiate.
My apologies, but I cannot promise this. As you mentioned, she now bears the Time Titan's authority.
Oh my gosh, then what is gonna happen then?
Her bonds with this world run too deep.
Okay. That's stressful. No need to worry, I have a plan. Do you? I would like to hear it first, because we're talking about, like, getting... Well, first of all, yeah, that's a good point. I forgot to mention, we were already dead on Amphoreus, and Castorus brought us back to life. So we toyed a lot with death here. I think we should really... Okay, but if you have a plan, then okay.
Well, I stand corrected. An outsider like her does have ways to defy destiny.
Oh, okay, that's the plan. I see.
Thank you, my friend, for everything you've done for this world. Though the next world may not remember, I shall never forget.
As the Theoros, I declare...
I thought you said you're not playing
Amphoreus
Theoros
has
anymore.
determined her Step forward, heroes.
It's gonna happen.
Follow her path and see it through.
I'm so nervous. I don't know why I'm getting nervous. I'm not even the one doing anything. Okay, complete Aeronova. Think about all the friends we used to have standing with us every time we did one of these ceremonies. And now it's only us.
As our world draws its final breath, I stand before you as the Theoros.
Like, think about how freaky this is. Like, Finon's gonna try his best to bring back everybody in Amphoreus the way it was before. Exactly the same. That doesn't mean that the people here are not gonna experience the sensation of dying first when the whole world gets destroyed. That's probably... So I imagine this is... Okay, who are you really? That's a great question.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. I am Lycurgus, once an honored elder of the Akima Council. As the Theoros, I have sworn to watch over and protect every citizen of Akima until the very end.
Great, that's not the answer to the question.
Of course, that
Yes.
alone won't satisfy your curiosity. So let me share something more. Something that means little to Amphoreus, but everything to a traveler like yourself.
Okay.
I, Lycurgus, am one of the Erudition's many Pathstriders. Through me, Nous keeps watch over this realm, working to save Amphoreus from decay.
From decay. Oh, from the destruction. Okay.
I don't expect you to trust me based on words alone, but
You're right.
believe this
I
much.
don't.
When you look at
But
the
we'll see
bigger
where this
picture,
goes.
we're walking the same path, you and I.
Like, we don't have evidence to believe he's our enemy yet, but we also don't have evidence to really believe he's our friend either. So, what aren't you telling me? That is a great question.
While the holy city may honor me, I am but a humble speck before the cosmos. My reach is limited.
Can I also say, he's like the only guy who has like 4 arms, besides Kefali. I'm not sure that that's ever gonna amount to anything.
Assure you of this.
It's a
What's
parallel.
done, I've told truthfully. What's to come, I'll witness fairly. My conscience is clear. To my role as the Theoros, to Amphoreus, and her destiny.
So you're sort of like the Erudition's like ambassador here, trying to keep things held together. From what you've self-described. What's your connection to Skrullum?
I believe all synthetic life shares a common source. We're all children of the universe's eternal mathematical law.
Okay.
So, you see, the answer is simple. That brilliant mind is my kindred, a brother, if you will.
Okay.
The world will be moved by your sacrifice, Trailblazer.
By my sacrifice, you say.
Without you, we could never have reached our prophesied tomorrow. Thank you for walking this path with me to the end.
Of course. You and me. You and me until the end, Paimon.
Behold, oh gods, Amphoreus has achieved her victory, and the Era Nova approaches. The Radiant Soul has arrived, having walked through the bustling nights, bearing the golden fire and blood, stepping with pride into daylight.
He is the pure child, walking upon the path of yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
He is the first to be born, first to be named among the nameless.
Eternal in form, limitless in reach. He treads the endless night underfoot.
Greatest of kings, protector of the displaced, raising humanity's children above their adversaries.
The firmament of molten gold courses through his very bones and flesh.
The greatest of schemes reveal against his breath and words.
In the golden lakes of that beautiful new world, he shall wash himself clean.
Like how he splashes himself with all this golden liquid in his ultimate and in the Nameless Faces trailer.
There. Finish what we first and last wished for. To write an ending unlike any before, for this world we so deeply love.
Come, partner. Join me.
Restore the final core flame with Finon.
The time has come for us all to face oblivion. Or embark on one final grand journey.
Alright. This is so nerve-wracking. Just think of how long this journey is, only to be here right now at the end of the world. With the World Bearer. Just like that. All 12 core flames shall now be lit.
What a magnificent and epic adventure.
What?
The hero's journey reaches its end, and the truth behind the Era Nova
You can't
is
just hit
about
me
to
with
be
the pause button,
revealed.
fourth wall break.
Is
No!
that truly the case?
Finon!
Here, as the Theoros, allow me to humbly request that you find a moment to listen to what I
What
have
are you doing,
witnessed.
Ligus?
This is about the nature of Amphoreus itself. A story of the prime mover of life.
Okay, hit me with it.
My, what a broad topic this is. Where shall we start?
Is that Herda back there? Wait, you just... I was not expecting to just get hit with a pause. Let's interrupt the story for a brief little infomercial break. Right at the most important point. First of all, I'm now completely certain that that ending scene we saw at the end of the last update with who we believe to be Finon and Cyrene was either not real, a dream. It was either it's a different cycle, or this is Ligus just playing through, like, just basically toying with us. I feel like this game is kind of self-conscious sometimes. It's like, okay, pause. And then Ligus literally shows up and he's like, all right, let me tell you what's really going on here. Like, it's trying to be funny, but this is so depressing at this point. But it's still funny. Where shall we start?
Got it. Let's start at the very beginning. The Big Bang. The birth of particles. The emergence of all things.
See, normally I would say that is way too early to start in the story, but that might actually be relevant here in Amphoreus. Oh, okay.
Just kidding.
Look, I don't know. Like, that
What
could be
I
relevant.
mean to say is that time, space, matter, all concepts exist solely because we perceive them.
Okay.
This is called the erudition. Without it, the universe would merely be a chaotic book written by chance, yet unread by anyone.
So the erudition, as they perceives things and makes sense of it. We're finally learning about Amphoreus' ties with the paths in the universe.
As your acquaintance, Lord Anaxagoras, suggested, everything in Amphoreus exists through new spores, living in the memories of those yet to come.
New spores.
Oh, how beautifully it aligns, revealing universal truths in such simple terms. Only he could solve the riddle of what exactly are we?
Okay.
Oh, but you'll remember, even as the embodiment of reason, one mystery remained beyond his grasp.
If that is the case, whose memories did the very first new spore sprout from?
Ah, as sages across ages have asked the gods.
Also, where is this scene taking place? Like, is this just Lygus talking to us, the player, because he is so good at breaking through fourth walls, he knows we're here, which is kind of creepy, or is he interrupting, and then did he like pull out a PowerPoint in the vortex of Genesis and is now explaining this to Finon and Stell? I don't think so, because otherwise he wouldn't have literally paused that scene. I think he's just talking to us, which is kind of weird.
What is the prime mover of life?
You're gonna need to. Can you re-explain the new spores theory again? Hang on. What did they say? Through new spores, living in the memories of those yet to come. I remember Anaxa talking about this theory, and it made sense for this world at the time. I just don't remember exactly what it is, and now you're literally saying what is the prime mover of all life. Like, so clearly I need to be recapped on some prerequisite knowledge here.
Let's set aside the gross teachings for now. Look further, past Amphoreus, to what they call the Forbidden Realms beyond the sky. Do you know of the Scholar's Strife? During that grand yet brutal war, waged in the name of erudition,
out there in the universe,
a genius's legacy was abandoned, strewn across the cosmos.
So, like, from the Genius Society?
The Scepters.
Okay, the
A
Scepters.
cosmic computational array beyond mortal comprehension. Made to emulate the Eon's thoughts, it became part of the Eon's cognition at birth. Scattered throughout the cosmos, these arrays act as celestial body neurons for Nous.
Okay. I'm gonna try to translate this paragraph into simple English. These scepters are a macrocosmic computational array beyond mortal comprehension. It's a big computer, its existence of which probably doesn't need to be confined to a device like this iPad I'm using. It's a big macrocosmic. It's a big computer, and probably not confined to the physical limits of what we're doing. Made to emulate the Eon's thoughts, it became part of the Eon's cognition at birth. I don't know what it means by cognition at birth, considering I would have assumed Eon had already been born. But scattered throughout the cosmos, these arrays act as celestial body neurons for Nous. This is essentially fragments of the Eon's brain, toying around with combinations because this is supposedly the most intelligent, beyond our mortal comprehension being in the universe. Okay.
But regrettably, as everyone knows, the erudition forsook them all.
As everyone knows. Okay, well, forgive me for kind of being out of the loop. Anyway, but okay.
But what nobody knows is that, though forgotten, they never stopped seeking the divine answer. A question that survived war and disaster, stumping even the greatest minds, including both mechanical emperors.
Okay, so these computers are still running, trying to compute the perfect answer, which might be why Amphoreus is a cycle. It's all these iterations of computer simulations with the computer willing to keep simulating it over and over again until it gets destroyed somehow, which appears to be the case with the destruction getting involved. The heat death of the universe occurs, which has also been alluded to in this game, well, no, that's basically it. It's gonna keep going and keep it, or until it finds its answer. That was the third one. I'm gonna assume no luck on that front, and thus they're still gonna keep going through computer iterations, except each of these simulations takes a few thousand years to run. This is crazy. Like let's not lose the main point here. This is insane. And obviously I'm just gonna nerd out about the fact that, like, wow, to be able to come up with a story like this and have the medium of this game to convey stories like this that are literally questioning the entire universe. Even if this is not our universe, it's just... Okay, mechanical emperors. Herta mentioned an emperor scepter, so tell us about this.
Now,
or not.
We come to the real truth of Amphoreus. What if, hypothetically, a scepter found the answer to the prime mover of life?
Would that be would you be able to, with that answer, would I be able to understand this answer?
If through endless solitary extrapolations in the cosmic code, the one deemed as a failure by the Eon of erudition found proof through the ages.
I see. So from... Maybe not from iterating... Now I'm actually thinking about this like a computer problem. But... I guess I was thinking of it like you're trying to iterate to find the perfect scenario. But I realized with each failed iteration, you learn something that you can use to understand the next iteration. So probably with, as was hinted in the trailer, over 33 million iterations, there's probably a huge amount you learn even if you don't get the perfect answer. You might even get enough to deduce the perfect answer through that many iterations of data.
What would happen? Perhaps the answer is simpler than you'd think.
Okay. None of this has been simple so far, so if the answer turns out to be really simple, I don't know how I'm gonna feel.
From a perishing neuron devolved into true life, reborn through the gaze of another eon.
Okay. That is not the answer to the question, by the way. He's talking about something else.
This is a tale from the distant past, unknown to all, even unheard by the greatest geniuses. Now, let's leave the scepter's story
The distant past,
here,
but we're witnessing something
returning
happening in front of us
to
right
where
now.
we began. What is the prime mover of life?
By the way, I sound like, well, this and that, but no, I'm filled with curiosity right now. I don't mean to sound like I'm like judging Lygus' storytelling here or anything. Like I am enamored by what's happening right now. This is so fascinating.
Actually, you know the answer better than you realize.
I assure you, I do not. Please just say it to me.
It's been by your side, accompanying you throughout this long journey.
That's what? The Stellaron? Mem? Dan Hung? I don't know.
Right now, it awaits you ahead. In that brave new world, beyond the end of Genesis.
Guys. What are we doing? What is this? Oh, Finon!
Take this wish with you. Be the one who begins it all. As the prophecy foretold, you will bear the blazing sun until the pale dawn breaks. Continue onward, bearing this world upon your shoulders until the Ashen Hero, the nameless deliverer, ushers in the dawn.
The deliverer.
Such an odd dream.
Very suspicious.
Strange. Like I've dreamed this before, but it all slips away when I wake. Only a voice remains. Who was that?
Rise and shine.
What?
My thoughts exactly. What? Are we're part of Finon's dream now?
Ah, it's you. Whoops, I fell asleep there.
Yeah?
What a strange dream I had. It's gone now, though. But look, perfect sunshine. The day is still young.
You're acting like this makes sense. This doesn't make sense, Finon.
Let's go find Cyrene, partner. I promised to be there for her oracle card reading
Oh my
today.
gosh, you're acting like I'm part of your
right about
memories.
time.
What is Finon?
Looking at you, someone's still half asleep. Tell you what, catch some fresh air first. I'll hang around here.
What is this place? The Aeronova. Is it done? Cyrene?
Oh, beautiful, isn't it? This
Okay,
is
so Lygus is still here. I'm gonna assume the Aeronova has not
home
happened
of
yet.
the nameless hero who carried Kephale's core flame. When he was young and innocent, he had heroic dreams, imagining his wooden sword was forged of iron. Pretending the straw dummy propped up by a wooden pole was a giant with a single blood vessel running from spine to heel. Dreaming of slaying the giant and becoming a hero to save the world, though to his young mind, the world was just this small village.
Are we seeing Finon's childhood? How does this connect to Aeronova?
What you witness is the start of his path to a new world. And trust me, you play no small part. These are his first memories. Rather than watching, why not join in? Think of it as immersive theater.
His first memories. You make it sound as if he just appeared in the world one day.
Become
and
his
the memories all
lifelong
formed around him.
closest friend, witnessing his hero's journey from the best seat in the house as the nameless hero whose unwavering guidance shaped Finan's destiny, yet whose name was never recorded in Amphoreus' history.
Oh, you direct plays now. That's so true. Who could possibly be there his entire life? What exactly do I need to do?
Questions.
Yeah, you know...
Let's follow along and find out, shall we?
There's not a lot to go off of. This is reminding me of when we went with Trinan to the memories of Yanisopolis. And... essentially, for us being there, we were defeating monsters. We were clearing the way for Tribios' escape. We wondered who would have done this for her if not for us as memory people doing this. And the answer is that there's something cyclical about it, like that in looking back in time and with these memories, we were there all along. Is that kind of what we're doing here?
Many mysteries lurk in this village beneath the veil of Evernight. Your questions will find answers as the story unfolds.
We're here. Act 1 departure. In this little town, this is... I'm thinking, Fire Emblem echoes Shadows of Valentia, and Alm and Celica growing up in Ram Village, dreaming about the world before everything went wrong, and fast forward to the two of them being the heroes that will save the world. Lots of questions to be answered, Lygus says. Thankfully, we will get answers to them in the next episode, because this definitely qualifies as the 2.5 hours. It's about 2 hours, I think. I'm kind of speechless. Okay, we got some answers about Amphoreus. And what all this is. Still don't know what happened to March. Still don't know what's up with Cyrene. Still don't know what's up with those Garden of Recollection extremists who are trying to get March's memories. Still don't know what's going on with the Destruction and the Lord Ravagers.
Nice.
That was so different than the usual noise. And then Finon. Well, I guess we're gonna get a lot of answers about Finon's past. And furthermore, those are going to lead to answers about Finon in the future. And the future is now, because we don't really have a... Because only with him can the future even happen. Alright, we covered a lot today. I think I'm going to wrap this up now, and we will talk more about this in the next episode. Bye! Oh my gosh, this is totally gonna be like another 8-hour chapter, I can tell. You ready, Bubbles? Remember, it's not Finon, it's Pinon!